Go ahead, John. Go ahead,
Mr. President,
Go ahead.
if we could, at the, excuse me,
Use an 80-year
that front part there, you're out of order at this
for
point.
your advantage.
Why don't we, at the outset of the meeting, council has, as it relates to, we've got several guests here from Harrisburg and that area. They certainly, we want to give them the opportunity to, finish the business with them.
Yeah.
And let them return home
Yeah,
at
it's
a
getting late,
half decent hour.
Sure.
So what I would suggest is we deviate from our agenda with the permission of council in order to address the issues that would need to be addressed for our guests from the Department of Community and Economic Development
Okay.
and our consultant as it relates to the early intervention program.
Okay.
I would ask council to consider two items relative to that. The first is you had the opportunity to meet with the representatives to individually or in small groups discuss the emergency action plan that was presented to you and which has been recommended and described during the workshop meeting. I would ask council to approve a resolution, and I don't have a paper resolution yet. We can prepare it.
John, I think that's number 2.
Well, that's a little bit, I think it's a little bit different.
47?
It's a little bit different, Mr. President, but
Okay.
this would be to approve the emergency plan that was presented to you individually and described at the workshop meeting, approve the implementation of that plan, and approve the immediate effect of that plan so that we can, begin that process.
For a special meeting.
Okay. Approve the plan and a special meeting, I think.
Well, let's handle it one at a time.
Okay.
I have a question.
Okay.
Now, this is an old one.
Because when we have a resolution, it should be here on the table, it should be signed at that time. Can we make the conditional approval of everything and then have a special meeting for that resolution to come back to the table and to be signed by the president in the eyes of everyone? And Paula, I am tired of we used to have a resolution that said if you were gonna tape the council meetings, you should be taping everybody. Because I am tired of you taping me and then you edit your tapes before you put them on. Now, again, I am asking you, because all legislation should be signed in the public by the president, by the mayor, and by the borough secretary, not the borough manager, the borough secretary. Now, unless something has changed, I thought Sharita was our borough secretary.
I'm the borough secretary. She's the recording
That did
secretary.
change.
How many positions?
I've been the borough
If I could
secretary.
answer Mrs. Prager, your initial question was, I would like to have, I wasn't aware until I got here tonight that there was a request for a resolution to approve the emergency plan that's being presented.
But John, you know why I'm asking you that? Because we've got a lot of legislation that have come to this table. And nothing, in the whole year, nothing has been signed at this table.
Well,
I'm saying, I don't trust it. Because once the resolution is passed, that we're doing the way we're doing it tonight, when the resolution gets signed, it's been changed.
Well, I don't know that any resolutions that I've ever prepared have ever been changed from what was discussed
And
at
I'm
the
not
table.
talking about what
And
you
I
prepared.
will state in plain English what the resolution is. We have multiple cameras. We are a more well-recorded legislative body than the United States Congress.
I know.
So
I'm getting ready
if
to say that.
I present something in a resolution that's not stated on camera, you can call me on it. But I'm simply trying to accommodate the request of the Department of Community and
And I
Economic
am
Development.
too. All I'm saying is if we moving forward, then we need to do things above board. And legislation has always been signed in the public. We haven't been, so let's start now. That's all I'm asking. Now, if you've given me your word that whatever is going to happen is going to be in the resolution that we are going to
Right.
pass tonight, I don't have a problem with it.
Right, this is a very limited purpose. It's 3 lines that you approve the emergency plan as presented by the Department of Community and Economic Development and the consultant, that you approve the implementation of that plan, and that those approvals have immediate effect so that tomorrow they can begin that process. Those are the very straightforward 3 things that I'm asking be in that resolution?
I make the motion to pass a resolution to whatever he said, because I can't repeat it because I don't have it in front of me. But the three simple things. One is to immediately accept the action plan. Two is to immediately put it into action. And I don't know what the third one, what was the third one?
That it have immediate effect, that
And that it has immediate effect. I make that motion.
Question.
Questions on the motion?
Question.
Go ahead.
When I spoke with the DCED, I was told, because first we had to adopt the resolution on there, okay, then it had to be changed, because I thought we needed a separate meeting to where we have to advertise it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, this is not the request for, the financial distress determination. That's gonna be something separate to this.
So that'll be a second motion
This is
for
simply
that.
under the, correct me if I'm wrong, under the early intervention program, which we're already approved and we're already in.
Correct.
There's an emergency plan that's been recommended.
Correct.
This is just implementation of that emergency plan. This is not yet a request for distressed municipality status.
So the second motion, so the motion that's listed on the agenda, requesting the special meeting to be set.
That's my second item.
Second, okay.
Let's vote on the first, we have to vote on the first, motion, right?
Okay.
It was made and seconded.
I made the motion. When we
Jeanette
gonna
Prey made the motion,
Mr. Brundage
Jesse,
seconded.
Mr. Brundage seconded.
I thought she
Okay,
was
now
the
we'll give a
recording
roll call
secretary.
vote.
I thought she was
Mrs.
the recording
Pry?
secretary.
Mrs. Prey?
This is the original motion.
Yes?
She said
Yes.
yes.
She said yes.
Mrs. Van Auken?
Yes.
Mr. Muser?
Yes.
Mr. Brundage? Yes. Mrs. Williams? Mrs. Kamara? Mr. Lesher?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I thought she was the
7-0.
recording secretary.
Sarita Marcus.
Let's
Sarita?
Let's read.
Oh, no, I said I thought she was.
I'm rooting for Sarita. Let's
She's
read it
recording the
back.
minutes.
She is? It doesn't.
Sarita is recording the minutes, okay?
Okay.
The second matter I have, Mr. President,
Go ahead,
is
Mr. Solicitor.
based upon the recommendations in the presentation, the recommendation, is that separate from the emergency plan, which is think of it a short-term plan, that the borough request a determination by the Secretary of the Department of Community and Economic Development that Colwyn be determined to be a distressed municipality pursuant to Act 47.
Correct.
And, in order to do that, what the law, Act 47, requires is that you must conduct a special meeting of council to consider the adoption of a resolution at that time,
Okay.
which would authorize us to ask the secretary to put us into the Act 47
I
status, so to
understand.
speak. So what I would ask council to do is approve the scheduling of a special meeting, at which time you would consider the adoption of a resolution asking the Secretary of DCED to approve Colwyn as a distressed municipality.
Okay. Would next Thursday night be good for everybody? 7 o'clock?
Can we discuss it?
Surely, there's not a motion yet, that's
There's
what I'm
not a
just
motion
asking.
yet.
No, I wasn't discussing that. Paul just took care of it. All I wanted to do was to make sure that whatever special meeting we had, everyone was notified
Yes.
and was an agreed upon time.
That's why I'm asking everybody tonight, would next Thursday be good for you at 7 o'clock tonight?
Sure.
Would it be good for you, Marcus?
Yes.
It would be good with me. All right, would it be good for you, Jesse?
Yes.
Patricia, would it be good for you? Massa, would it be good for you? Next Thursday at 7? Yeah. Frederick, would it be good for you?
So anytime's good for me.
People from the state, would it be good for you guys next Thursday at 7 o'clock?
We need clarification that you'll advertise it appropriately.
Yes, that will be
We'll
properly
advertise it, yeah,
advertised
it'll be properly
tomorrow
advertised.
or
Experts at
Monday.
We're
We'll
experts at
advertise it for
advertising.
Monday.
How long do it
Mayor,
have to
would it be good for you? I'm
how long-
sorry.
wait,
I missed
wait.
you.
How long does it
I'm
have to
sorry,
be
Mike.
advertised
Getting late.
before we can actually vote on it?
One day, 24 hours.
24 hours.
I'm asking the solicitor.
24 hours.
I'm stuttering only because I have to look at the act, but I think there may be a 3-day requirement normally there's only a one-day requirement under the sunshine law for a special meeting.
Right.
But my recollection of the Act 47 was that there's 3 days is required for advertising prior to that meeting. We can include that in the motion to set the meeting date tonight, that it would be on February 19th at 7 p.m. And tomorrow, I can draft the meeting notice and
Can you send it to the?
send it to the Daily
It
Times.
will-
Yes.
And they will have it published
I'm
Monday,
talking
Tuesday,
to
and
the
Wednesday.
solicitor.
Let
Oh, I won't be here because I got to go to class.
next Thursday?
Sorry, Mike. We'll miss you, man.
Yeah, right.
You always do.
So I'm sorry, did that answer your question?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you.
So that's.
So we need to make a motion on
Motion
that?
to schedule the special meeting for the purposes.
Somebody would like to
I'll
make a
that
motion?
to set a date for the special meeting.
Second,
I second it.
Okay.
I beat you.
I second it.
Go
Mrs.
ahead.
Pray?
Break up that meeting, dude.
Why am I called first?
Because I go around, that's the way the list is. Mrs. Pray?
I'm not even sitting in the chair that I'm supposed to be sitting in, but you
Mrs.
wanna-
Pray?
Yes.
Mrs. Van Auken?
Yes.
Mr. Muser?
Yes.
Mr. Brundage?
Yes.
Mrs. Williams? Mrs. Kamara?
Yes.
Mr. Lesher?
Yes.
Motion
The only
passes
one that-
7-0.
Mayor Blue, you can't make it
What?
next Thursday at 7?
Oh, no.
The only one that can't make it
Before
is Mayor
they
Blue.
leave, I like to make a motion. Can I make a, I know I can. I would like to make a motion to suspend the agenda because we did not get
Yes.
this agenda and they are aware of this until we walked in the door. And there's a lot of stuff on this agenda that has not been discussed anywhere with anyone.
Do this next
And
week, too.
I am really tired of stuff being thrown on us at the meetings. So I would like to make a motion that I would like to make a motion
Can we do it
that
next
we
week?
suspend this agenda and go the right way since we're immediately getting the action. So the agenda everybody in here will know what's on the agenda. So I would like to suspend this agenda. I'm making a motion.
Mr. President, may I
Go ahead.
make a clarification? For the record, the agenda was emailed
Wait a minute.
and it was in your box for a week now
No, it
as a
was-
draft.
it was
The only
not.
thing that has changed
It
on
was
it
not.
was number 2,
You know
or the
what, Paula?
first motion.
Paula,
Because
you
that
lie
changed
so
today.
much.
The draft
Nobody's
was
getting it.
in your box for a week.
Excuse me.
You say you don't get your mail, you don't check your email, so I will now send you the agenda by certified mail.
Paula, you broke into my email. I told you not.
This was not in my box.
It was.
I pick up my-
It was.
A point of order, Mr.
Go ahead,
President.
Mr. Solicitor.
And
We're moving ahead.
Tired
That's
of
what they
this.
said. We're moving ahead.
Yeah, so if we could, I understand the nature of the motion, but in terms of our guests from DCED, and
No, I just want them to witness this before they leave.
Okay.
I made a motion. It was second.
It's not working.
Now she's telling him
All right, well,
what
let's,
to do.
wanna
let's just
have
hold
a-
on for a second.
wait a
So
minute,
we
hold
did
on.
that. I just wanna,
No.
is there any further business for the members from DCED and our consultants?
Can you
So
just
they
wait
can
for
be
this
in-
one vote before y'all leave to see how it goes? Please. Thank you. Now, see this?
Well, we gotta take a vote on it.
Why?
Do you wanna do it now, or do you wanna do it next Thursday?
It's a motion on the
Huh?
floor.
Making a motion to table, it takes precedence.
All right,
Okay.
Is there a second to that, to the motion
Somebody
to
wanna
table?
second the table?
I'll second that motion.
So
Okay.
you have a motion to table, so that does take
Now
precedence.
we got 2 motions.
Now, for
One-
clarification purposes, the motion is to not use this agenda,
Right?
and so now there's a motion to table. Table the motion that says not to use this agenda.
To
Okay.
suspend this agenda.
Suspend,
Table first,
okay?
right? Go ahead.
Right, table first. Mrs. Pray, to table.
No.
Mrs. Van Auken.
No.
Mr. Mr. Muser.
Because we
What are
didn't
we
get a
voting
chance.
on?
Yes to
You
table.
might know about it.
Their
but
motion.
we don't
They
know
don't
about
wanna
it.
use this agenda.
I'm
So Jesse made the motion to table it, yes.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff that they want us to vote on.
Mr. Brundage,
Yes.
And we haven't gone
Mrs.
on.
Williams,
What am I voting on?
to table and not you.
No.
No. Mrs. Camara, to table Tonette's motion. She does not want to use this
No, I
agenda,
asked for it, I asked for it to be suspended, Massa.
which means she doesn't want
Can I
to
talk
use
to Massa?
this.
I asked for it to be suspended because we all didn't get a chance to look
Is
at
she
it.
supposed to address
We
her
are
comments to you?
making
That's what our rules say, not to other council
without
people?
knowing what it's supposed to be.
Yes, right.
So I asked for it to be suspended and let's go to the new way of having it posted all over.
The
So.
agenda is posted on the website. It is given to you personally.
Can we,
And email. This is ridiculous.
Hold on now,
You need to
we're voting,
follow
we're
this
voting.
In
agenda.
the middle of a vote.
Whose agenda is this?
Everybody had it, Massa. Everybody had it. They sit there and they
Now
do
you get
not
ready-
tell the
This
truth.
is what you do.
It is emailed. It is given to them
You don't
personally.
wanna- you don't
Yes,
wanna
to
take-
table.
Wait a minute, no, she's voting.
Mr. Lesher.
She's voting to suspend it.
She
Wait
said,
a minute,
Motion
hold
passes.
up.
She said
Which
yes.
are you
Back to the
voting?
agenda.
She's asking,
Yes.
what is she voting
So
on?
what agenda are you going to use in place?
why don't,
This is ridiculous.
Why don't we all-
Stop, Tonette, stop.
just chill.
Stop it. You have a valid agenda.
Okay, tell her.
This is ridiculous. You've had it. You have had that agenda. Do not sit here and lie.
Go to Mike.
Madison's trying to talk.
This is ridiculous. Everybody's had the agenda.
Everybody get it, yeah.
Everybody has it, and they've had it.
No, I did not.
So what agenda are you going to use?
We're not going to.
You're going to just shut the meeting down because there's no agenda?
Moving forward, that's.
You have followed, you have rules to follow.
And the tree said they didn't get it, so we have to suspend it.
Every month they say they didn't get it. Every month they lie. So we're going to do this again.
Every month we.
Every month.
I was here.
Nothing, you never get the agenda. I place it in your hands. I have dropped it to your door. I have emailed you.
Mr. President.
Emailed you. I posted on the website.
Now the next motion.
You sit here and you do not tell the truth. The land of make-believe.
Our motion, now,
all right.
Go ahead.
So,
the second motion.
I'm not quite sure.
Crazy.
Can I just ask, and please, everybody, just keep your comments yourself.